Ambitious Cam, back for another video. It is almost 9:30 my time, which again, I'm in Indiana, and on my way to my hot spot that I like to work, well, at least generally work. I hope y'all are doing alright this morning. Hopefully y'all are getting a good start. And if it's not morning time when you guys are watching this video, then I hope you guys are having a great day or have had a great day. So, I'm going to start it off with a complaint. Yesterday, I just opened the DoorDash app when I got to my location after my video I did yesterday. And you have to stay on the, like once you hit dash now, you have to stay on that screen. You can't go into any other screens in that app or you'll miss dashes. Well, I was on that page in the app where I'm supposed to be, but I was also in other apps. I didn't hear any notification noise, no drop down banner for the notification that I was getting an order. All I got was a notification that I missed an order. I got a hold of DoorDash support again, and instead of getting mad, I just took it. I called support and I talked to them. I was like, hey, look, I didn't get notification for this. And now my acceptance rating is from 100 to 99% now. And they really could not do anything to help me. So, again, I'm having to deal with another screw up by DoorDash. I'm trying not to get mad at it, but it's really hard when it seems like every single day DoorDash screws me over at least once. But besides that, I made pretty decent money yesterday. And I only worked for, I think, about 8.5 hours. All in all, I had a pretty good day yesterday. But now, from about 3 days ago, I went from having, what would it have been, a 93% acceptance or completion rate, 100% acceptance rate, and no contract violations. That's right. I got a contract violation yesterday. I'm hoping DoorDash will take care of it. I put a dispute in. So what had happened was DoorDash sent me to, I'm going to say Chick-fil-A. I can't honestly remember where I went. But while I was there getting the food, I got another ping for another order, and I looked at it, and it was a grocery order. Yeah, a grocery order. It was for the grocery store Major. I think to myself, you have a bag full of hot food, or you're going to be. DoorDash is sending you a shopping order that says the estimated time is 1 hour and 3 minutes, and I have a certain time I'm supposed to have my order or the pickups dropped off to the customer. So I already know I'm going to be late on that, but I'm like, all right, well, DoorDash set me up with that. they sent it to me, so obviously they know what's up. They know that the customer is either going to get really mad or just going to have cold food. Nonetheless, I accept it and I go do it. I go do the grocery. I didn't look at what it was. I didn't look at what the items were. I seen it said 16 items. I didn't check what it was. Anyways, I get to Major, and I might be saying that wrong, but I get to the grocery store. I open the app, I open it up, and I say I'm at the store, and I start shopping. The 16 items is 16 of the same Arm & Hammer 128 load jugs of laundry soap. And I'm like, okay. I think about my car. I think about the space I have. And I'm like, all right, I can make this happen. Anyway, so I grabbed them all. Well, first of all, okay. So when I got there and I scanned the barcode for the item, it said it wasn't recognized. And I was looking at the picture, and the colors were a little different on the jug. But overall, it's the same thing. It said it was 120 count. So I was confused because there's no counts. I mean, I guess it is, but it's loads. And it was 128, not 120. So I took a couple pictures of it and I sent it to the customer, and I was in that place, and while I'm trying to do this, I have like zero service. So I'm trying to talk, message this customer and take pictures too. Everything within the app, it takes a minute to load when you don't have very good service. So it timed out a couple of times. I had to reload the app once. Finally get a hold of I text the customer. I sent him a couple pictures of the shelf, I text the customer. I didn't hear a response back for a minute or two, I think it was. So, and keep in mind, the laundry soap that I'm looking for is in the middle of the aisle, and I try going down at the end of the aisle where it's like the edge of the building to get better service, and I do, but I'm having to walk back and forth, and I can't even communicate with the customer, so I decided to call him. And he was like, yeah, whatever it says in the app. DoorDash said it was a discount on that soap. I'm like, all right, bet. So I get up to the cash register, standing in line for like 6 minutes, right? And I get up to the register, we get everything rung up. You try to run the card. Well, it comes up, the total comes up to like $240, right? And it's declined. And I'm thinking, well, 16 big jugs of laundry soap, that's pretty expensive anyways. I didn't check the price tag on the shelf, but it declined. I was using my digital wallet, first of all. And I ran it 3 different times. Once is credit, twice is credit, and once is, debit. And it wasn't working. So we suspended it from there. I go off to the side. I get a hold of DoorDash. They're like, well, either you can try running it again, or you can pay out of pocket and get reimbursed $240. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to pay out of my pocket. I understand it's supposed to come back to me, but that's quite a bit of money. I mean, considerably, So I'm like, no. And in my mind, I'm like, well, DoorDash, okay, they said, or you can unassign it. In my mind, I'm thinking, man, DoorDash, this is another way DoorDash is trying to screw me over. On the back end. If it's a customer's fault, they didn't put enough money on the card, prepay it, or whatever, it seemed like it was going to fall back on me. Best believe I was relieved when they said, all right, well, just cancel the order and you'll get half the pay. I was a little frustrated because I was already late for getting that other drop-off done, but I'm like, bet, because the payout was supposed to be like $13.75, so I got about half that, right? Which was nice. That's what it is. I get half of what I was going to be paid if it gets canceled on other ends beside my own. And I'm like, all right, cool, that's fine. And then I get to looking at, how long, what time that order was supposed to have been dropped off. And by the time I get it dropped off, it was 37 minutes late. I get a contract violation. Well, I had asked him. I was like, hey, I was just in chat before we got to that point. I was just in chat, and then I'm like, hey, I brought chat back up, and I was like, hey, I just noticed this, blah blah blah. And they're like, all right, well, if you get a contract violation, just dispute it. And in my head, in the moment, I was just like, whatever, fine. But after a little while, I got thinking about it, I'm like, why should I have to dispute something that was DoorDash's fault? I mean, not entirely. I could have been in and out of that grocery store in probably enough time. Probably, I can't tell you. I could have been in and out of there enough time to get that order delivered in time, but I didn't. We got an extremely late drop-off, is what it's called. A contract violation. So I did my dispute. Again, it should have been DoorDash. I shouldn't have had to do anything. I didn't do anything wrong. Either DoorDash fucked up. Well, they did fuck up, first of all, sending me a grocery order right after I picked up a food delivery order. Hang on just a second. I'm trying to see where I'm at. McKinley. Alright. Heading up to West Day Road. But yeah, that's another thing. It's just like I said, I mean, I've had contract violations before where customers try to say I didn't drop the food off. I've had 2 of them. After a day or 2, I think, they were gone. I didn't have to do anything. Now DoorDash support was probably just telling me, hey, you know what, just do a dispute. That way you're covering your side, and I'm hoping that they'll take care of it. But it just seems like these last 3 days or so, DoorDash is just trying to bring me down, like in my acceptance, all my everything. And it might just seem that way. It might not actually be the case. But regardless, it's frustrating, and it makes me want to completely go completely to other apps and just throw this app or the DoorDash app in the trash. Yeah, I know, right? All this time talking about that negative of it, of DoorDash, but it's because DoorDash is the app and the algorithm is designed to treat you like an employee. Even though we're not employees, we're 1099 subcontractors. The reason why I say that they treat us like employees is because they treat us like crap most of the time. And all the time I was working a 9-to-5 job, being a wagey, I hated it. I hated being underneath somebody else's thumb. I hated not being able to stop and do what I want when I'm ready to do it. That's why I love doing this kind of gig work. This gig work. It's nice. I enjoy that. That's the freedom of it, and I think that's the biggest thing DoorDash realizes is that people like that, and they're like, oh wait, people are liking this, because at first they didn't have all the Top Dasher, all those tiers, and now they're just like, people love it, so we can alter it and start making people hate it. I mean, what else would they be thinking? Everybody gets into DoorDash because of the barrier of entry. First of all, yeah, it's very low, but because of the freedom. And then they want to try to lock you down. They want to try to lock you down with just a little this and that, and I don't know. It comes with the territory. And I've only done like 770 lifetime deliveries, so you need to calm down. Just made it up here to where I usually work. Gonna go ahead and let Paisley out for a minute. Anyways, guys, I'm not trying to make videos very long. And overall, I want y'all to know I am very happy with what I have going on. I mean, it ain't gonna be perfect. Nothing is. So just know, even though I complain, I'm still very happy with being, having the freedom to do what I want. Anyways, guys, I'm going to jump on my apps and start seeing what I can see. So until next time, y'all take it easy. Stay good. Stay positive as much as you can. Keep your head up as much as you can. And do your best to disregard those ignorant, dumbass people out there that really just want to try to tick you off. Just keep walking. And just know that people say things will get better. Alright? So just keep your head up and keep on trucking. Alright, we'll catch you guys later in the next video. Until then, stay good.